Come on in and sit down. You cut the hardcore crew chewing the fat. You cut us shooting the shit. You cut us in the moment.
We just got through watching the season finale of Tough Enough. Now, for those of you who've been following us over on HWR, you know that I absolutely hate Tough Enough. But it was the season finale, and the son of a bitch Andy who's here, and of course, the incomparable one, Lance Moss, they were watching it, so I'm like, you know what, I gotta watch the last 8 minutes. And guys, we now know that Josh is the winner, and Sarah is the winner. And I have to get you guys' responses. Andy, your thoughts?
It's the first one, I'm like Rick, I don't like the show. The first one I've seen tonight, first thing that struck me is, if you're big wrestling fans and you watch these two people come up now in the ranks, if you look at the girl, she's a definite clone of AJ, build-wise, body shape-wise. She's obviously a new stand-in for AJ. And the guy, sideways on, short hair, lop off the beard, it's definitely Test. So I could see where it was going from start to finish. They've replaced Test, which, good move on WWE part. It's the two that won, in my opinion, from what I've just seen tonight, deserve to win.
Yeah, and when you saw ZZ, I'm sorry, but I said it straight out. The guy's got man boobs. He's not just big. He's fat.
He got bigger boobs than the Divas.
Yeah. I think even you said, Nikki Bella would probably be jealous.
He needed a 44 double F bra.
Lance, your thoughts?
Well, main reason the blonde Amanda did not win. If you notice, she couldn't keep her tits in her top.
And, Ms. Jack shit, she watched it with me, and even she chimed in. She said that Stephanie was the one who didn't want ZZ to win because he didn't want anybody else bigger tits than her.
That would be some big tits.
The difference between Stephanie's... There's only a couple of differences between Stephanie's tits and his tits. Is a genuine.
Joe, did you watch the season finale with us, or did you just give it a pass?
No, I don't even get involved in those, because that's all just crap. I'd rather watch NXT. I just don't see no reason for it. One, it exposes the business even more, and two, that whole thing is just all set up and phony. They just
absolutely.
So when they get legitimate and they let the fans vote, put it in a live studio audience. Let's see how well it goes from there.
Yeah, let them put their hands up in the crowd.
Oh yeah, let's see how
fans
start saying you suck.
Sorry, Rick.
Can
I just chip in with what Joe's just said? Although it might make... I don't like it, and Rick obviously doesn't like the show, but there are people out there that do like the show, but I'm just going to interject with what Joe just said. I think it gives away far too many secrets, and that is what's crippling the business. We don't need to know how they do the magic trick when they are doing the magic trick in the ring. I don't need to know the secrets of what goes on.
Well, if I may chime in on that, first off, let me say, the last season of Tough Enough, even though they didn't have a clear-cut winner because he had went out and got drunk and then had drugs that the night after he won, and he was supposedly the clean-cut guy throughout the whole entire show. And what I liked about that old season, getting back to what I was saying, what I liked about the original season, it wasn't being based on votes. Stone Cold Steve Austin would bring him in. Obviously, there were people in the back saying, yeah, we want this guy to win, we want this guy to win. I don't think Austin was the only one to make that decision, but it was a little bit more, it felt like more like a reality show. When I watched this season, it reminded me of a cross between a reality show and American Idol. That's just my thought.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what's an easy way? Don't want to burst your bubble here on some behind-the-scenes magic, but when you actually vote, even on your vote counts pay-per-views, and you make that little 15-cent text message, all you're doing is making Vince rich, because think about it logically. You've got to vote on a particular match or one of 4 contestants. You supposedly making a text vote. You think your vote actually counts, and then they show a vignette. And for those of you that are a bit thick, don't know what a vignette is, it's a little video package. The package that you supposedly voted on has a little video package already done. Do you think the editors are going to do 4 packages for the 4 outcomes? Hell no.
Absolutely. And another thing, again, before we get to our main topic, we will be talking about SummerSlam. We'll be having our reactions. I think you said something earlier, Andy, how you don't like to see behind the scenes because it kind of spoils it a little bit. And I'm the type of person that I do like to see the stuff behind the scenes. And I was listening to an interview between Jim Cornette and JR, which will be on our YouTube page very shortly. Jim Cornette said what he liked about CM Punk was the type of person who, when he dropped that pipe bomb, it was from the heart, and it made it real. And after that, you just push that character that way, because everything he says after that might be scripted or not scripted, the fans don't see the difference.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing today in wrestling, is that, wrestlers don't get a chance to do their own shoots the way Punk did. And Punk was brilliant on the mic.
He's up there with the top mic guys, stick guys as they call them in the trade. He's up there with the best. Whether people like me for saying that, he is. He's going to be known for his mic skills, and there's very few people today that have got it, and he's one that has.
Absolutely. So, guys, I want to get on to our main topic. This past Sunday was SummerSlam. They're now calling it the WrestleMania of the summer. Many people are calling that. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. Because I really expected SummerSlam to be watered down, especially after the Raw's Go Home show, which I said last week sucked. But you know what? It was really a really decent pay-per-view, and we're going to get everybody's thoughts as we go around here. I want to start off with the Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Now, we kind of had a feeling as to who was going to win on this one. I think it wasn't a bad match for what it was, but I didn't think it was a great match. Dolph Ziggler did win. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. Excuse me. That was a double count-out. Andy, your thoughts?
It was a good starting match. Starting matches are normally very boring and very flat, and it was, without me saying it was boring and flat, it was a good starter match.
Lance, what's your thoughts?
Well, granted, I am the Dolph mark of the group, but I enjoyed the match. Yeah, the ending could have been better, but what you gonna do is WWE.
Well, let's move on to the next match, which is Sheamus versus Randy Orton, and this was, despite that these two have fought 3 or 4 times before this match, I can't say it certainly was not the best match. For what it was okay. Sheamus did get the win with not 1, but 2 brogue kicks. Lance, your thoughts?
Yeah, the only thing, we saw blood in the first 3-4 matches.
Yes, we did. Yeah, Randy Orton did have a cut above his right eye, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a decent little match. I mean, people were shitting all over this pay-per-view Monday, which I don't think it deserved to be shit on. Yeah, it had some issues, but not that Survivor Series where Randy Orton faced Big Show for the title. Now that deserved to be shit on.
Andy, your thoughts?
Again, I thought it was a mediocre match. I think it could have been better. It just lacked, to me, the old pay-per-view just lacked that something special. I thought it was a poor performance, a poor waste of 4 hours. It could have finished in 3. I think they dragged it out too much.
Yeah, I think some of the matches were a little bit longer than what they should have been. But, let's move on to the next match, which is Stardust and King Barrett versus the Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, and Neville. And this match was predictable. Andy, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, like you say, it was a predictable match. The only thing is, it was nice to see, for once, a television celebrity that actually looked like he'd put a bit of effort into becoming a convincing wrestler. For that, I admire the guy, but the actual fight itself was just a farce. Yeah,
exactly. Celebrity matches are never anything impressive. Lance, your thoughts?
Yeah, like y'all were saying, predictable, but to me, let's say, I'll put it like this, best non-traditionally trained wrestler, the best performance out of a celebrity that we've seen in wrestling.
Like I said, I mean, we've seen worse celebrities do matches, but,
Hell, we've seen do matches, good God almighty.
We now have new tag team champions as the New Day got the win, and I think I'm not sure if I really wanted to see them win the titles again, because I felt that the Lucha Dragons could have won this. The Lost Matadors I'm not really a big fan of, but I am a huge fan of the Lucha Dragons, and I thought that they should have won the match. But nonetheless, this was a high-paced match, a lot of great spots from everybody, so, I have to give this match a good thumbs up. Lance, your thoughts?
Yeah, and it was quite well, and y'all know I'm the one that says I hate most of WWE's tag matches, but I enjoyed this match. I wish Lucha would have won, but what you gonna do?
Andy, your thoughts?
The Lucha Dragons, in my opinion, were robbed of a good match. They deserved to win, hands down, in my opinion, and they were just robbed.
After that, there was a Divas match, which, again, was another great match, and that was an elimination match for PCB, Team Bad, and the Bella Army. The Bella Army first took out Team Bad, and then after that, Team PCB did get the win. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Becky Lynch who won with the arm breaker? Or it's called the Disarmer, excuse me. And again, not a bad match, not a phenomenal match, but for what it was, I enjoyed it. And I think we've already seen these three teams have too much interaction. I would really, really like to see them split up. Andy, your thoughts? I
exactly agree with everything you just said. That we've seen them all far too much now, and we need to see Charlotte and the others take off on their own. I don't personally want to see them tarred with the tag team labels, because it never does anyone's career any good. Take the Dudleys, even though Bubba and Devon split, I still saw them as a tag team, and I just don't want the girls to be in that scenario, but it will if they keep pushing it that way.
Well, you know what, and I got to disagree with you there for a minute, Andy, before I go over to Lance. I don't see anything wrong with tag teams so long as they work well. I mean, look at teams like Beer Money. I felt that they should have never split up. They should have stayed together. That's over at TNA, for those of you who don't know who that is. The Dudleys, phenomenal. The Hardys were great in the WWE, but now in TNA, they're just kind of like getting nothing. I think if they came back to WWE, they would get a huge pop, and I think they would finally be back to what they normally were. And it really helped build their career. So those are just my thoughts. Hall and Nash, they were a great team. The Steiner brothers were a great team. And I could go on and on for other teams that really were legendary, and they did very well. Lance, your thoughts about this match?
Quite good, but I think it's about time to break these women up. 3 teams of 3 is getting a little old.
Joe, welcome back. And please, give me your thoughts on the Divas triple threat match.
You know, I think it's getting tiresome because we're seeing the same concept over and over and over. We're being force-fed the 3 teams every Monday night, and I think that's what's killing the product. When you're pushing it too much, and now you got to the point where even the fans are getting tired of them. What they need to do is have Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Sasha Banks just turn against all the Divas division, form the 4 horsemen or horsewomen, and start going out there and start trashing each diva and taking out the Bellas. It's time to take the Bellas off camera for at least 3 or 4 months so people can start to miss them.
Yeah, and you know what, Joe, you did bring up an interesting point. You and I were talking about the Divas going on in the WWE and how things were getting a little bit stale, and how could the WWE revamp it. And I remember saying that we should bring up Bayley, and I still personally think that they need to split all these ladies up as individuals, or bring, and I said even Lana in, and I know that you disagree about having Lana as a wrestler.
Oh, Lord, Lana as a wrestler is like Rusev being a linguist. Yeah. She's only there for eye candy, and Summer Rae is not even a great worker herself. I agree with you breaking up 2 of the groups, the factions, the Bad and the Bella team. I think what they need to do to totally be a true Diva Revolution is have the NXT girls come out like in a Nexus group. Remember when Nexus came out from NXT and started trashing people?
Yes.
That's what they need to do with the NXT girls.
Well, let's move on, guys. We there was an Intercontinental Triple Threat match, and this match was, again, predictable. It wasn't a great match, but I was very mediocre. I was like, I thought it was lacklusterish. Ryback did get the win over Miz. Big Show, we knew, didn't have a chance in hell because he's going to part-time, so not one of my favorite matches of the night. Joe, your thoughts?
Well, let me wake up here. With Borback and his Gore Fest, Ryback is not an Intercontinental Champion. He's a guy who's a chaser, not a champion. In Big Show, forget it. I don't think he's worth it. So I was hoping for the Miz to win that belt, and I was surprised they keep it on Ryback. The Miz could be the next Piper of the new millennium, of the 21st century. He's got his little talk show segment. He's got his running mouth. All he needs is Randy Orton with a cowboy hat right behind him.
Yeah.
But I think I wasn't impressed. I was hoping for the Miz to win this one.
Oh, man. Lance, your thoughts?
I kind of got to disagree with the Miz could be the next Piper, because honestly, Piper was entertaining. To me, I get bored as hell when I see the Miz TV, but I kind of think that's what hurt the Divas Monday. But anyway, this was a piss break.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy, over to you.
I agree with Joe. They should have put the belt on Miz because the other two just didn't deserve what they've got. And I can see the Miz being the new Roddy Piper in his show, because sometimes his show can be quite tongue-in-cheek and funny. Unfortunately, Monday night was a bit rough, but we're not actually talking about that. But I thought it was a bit of a rough thing when he did the show. It just went down like a knackered lift.
Yeah. And then after that, we had the tag team between the Wyatt family and we call the Shield brothers, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Now, Reigns and Ambrose did win via disqualification, but it looked like the Wyatts almost won the war, so to speak. Lance, would you agree with me or disagree with me?
Well, yes, with what we saw Monday, yeah, they definitely have a new weapon in the war, at least.
Yes, and we're talking about Braun Strowman, who debuted on Monday night, and this guy's a monster. And, Joe, I don't know if you caught this monster. I think you said you watched it earlier that day, but let's talk about this match. What was your thoughts on the match?
The match was a typical, Shield versus Wyatt family. It was entertaining. It was really good. What impressed me was that new Wyatt. When I see the Wyatt family, I keep thinking Hillbilly Jim, Uncle Elmer, and Cousin Luke. And he's definitely Uncle Elmer, because that guy is huge. I think it's a good thing to see. We're missing giants, and I think that's the direction they should be going with the big monster men again. We've been through our fill of the little acrobats and flying. What did I used to call them? The monkey spot guys. Now it's time for the big brawlers to come in and start stomping people. And I'm going to go a little off track and say about Monday night. That's why you saw the Dudley boys come back. Those are the best brawlers that you ever can see. So this new Wyatt member, oh man, he gave what he needed to do. He doesn't have to be technical. He doesn't have to know a headlock from a wristwatch. He just needs to go in there and pound. And that's what the Wyatts missed. They needed a power guy. And Lord, did they get one.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you. Andy, what was your thoughts about this match?
I didn't like the match at SummerSlam. I just thought it was predictable and boring. But I liked the twist that they put on it on the Monday Night Raw show after the pay-per-view. I think the Monday match was far better than the pay-per-view match.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there, especially with the debut of Braun Strowman. But let's move on. There was Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Now, I really thought that Cesaro was going to get the win, but because Kevin Owens lost the night before at NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn, they kind of had to give him the win, and he got the win with the pop-up powerbomb. But if I have to say, this was clearly one of the better matches of the night. I had to give this match 2 thumbs up, absolutely. Lance, your thoughts?
One, after watching Saturday night, I'm surprised Kevin Owens, was able to walk, because some of the spots he took, my damn. Anyway, definitely a candidate, if not a strong candidate for best match of the night.
Joe, your thoughts of the match?
I think the match was pretty damn good out of these two guys. And they were redoing their Ring of Honor matches.
Yep.
So when I saw that, it just took me back to Ring of Honor. And they put on one hell of a fight. WWE thumbs up for putting those two together.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy, your thoughts?
The only thing I can say that's different than everybody else has already said is it should have gone to in my honest opinion, it should have gone to Cesaro. He deserved it more than douchebag.
Something tells me you don't like Kevin Owens.
Nah, just
What gives you that idea, Rick?
As we were saying when we were off air, he just to me, I know you shouldn't stereotype people, but he just doesn't fit in with what the WWE is all about.
Well, you know what? I have to disagree with you. You know, he may be a big guy, but that big guy can do a lot of great moves, and he is a great wrestler. His mic skills need to improve a little bit, but overall, I am very impressed with Kevin Owens. But I do agree with you. Cesaro should have gotten that win because he was getting hot, and having him win at SummerSlam would have made him red hot.
Well, remember,
then
Rick,
we moved on.
Remember, Rick, if you lose one night, you got to win the other night. That's WWE's logic.
Absolutely.
Pretty much the same like if you're the title holder and your title's not on the line, you're going to lose.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Now I want to move over to the Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker match, and we knew Undertaker was going to win. This was a given that he was going to win. Obviously, if you watch the end kind of in controversy, Brock had him in some kind of a finish. I think it was a Kimura lock. And while the ref was checking to see if he was on the opposite side, out of view, Taker taps out. So the ring announcer rings the bell. Of course, you know, the ref's like, nope, sorry, match is still going on, and I didn't see nothing. Keep going. And that's when Undertaker low blows him. Joe, your thoughts?
Well, my first thought is, when did The Undertaker become Ric Flair and keep giving ball shots? You know, that's not The Undertaker way. You know, usually he just goes out and fights. You know, again, this was a match. It wasn't bad. It was pretty decent. You could tell when The Undertaker was taking those Suplex City suplexes, he was really getting winded. And
yeah,
it was just, you could see him getting winded and blown up. You know what? The whole match just seemed at some points like a shoot fight. I think that little finish, everybody kind of figured the finish was going to be Undertaker completely, but they had to throw in controversy, and this is the first time a timekeeper is ringing the bell. Again, good match. I didn't expect that much. I was expecting more from Brock Lesnar, but apparently, you know, with the opponent he has, no matter how tough Mark Callis is, he's outclassed by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there that surprisingly this time Lesnar, you know, was the superior one because Undertaker's just getting old. And I know earlier I said he won by a tombstone, and forgive me for that one, folks. I have to correct myself. He did win via Hell's Gate, and it was obviously the only real way I think they had to make him win. And the low blows, for me, if you ask me, I think it's just because Taker can't do it anymore. He can't do anything else. You know, so they have to make him almost like a heel, sort of. Andy, your thoughts on the match?
Predictable end to the match. Undertaker should give it up now. He's embarrassing to watch. He's ruining his legacy that he's done. We know that there's going to be a third match. The only thing I don't understand, the WWE are trying to make a big deal that the timekeeper rang the bell. He shouldn't have rang the bell. In my opinion, the Kimura lock, whatever it's called, the submission hold, the referee should have been in the position to look for the tap out. The fact that the referee was in the wrong position, I think the timekeeper did the job. The whole idea is if you tap out, you're in pain. I don't care who stops the match. If someone sees somebody tap out, they've had enough. So the referee was completely, I know it was done on purpose, but the referee was in the wrong position. It was all set up. It was completely in the wrong position, but the fight should have been stopped, whether the ring bell man, cameraman, or somebody should have just said, he's tapping.
Yeah, but again, that's just the WWE for you. They had to make it some kind of a scripted. And this was the main event, which I don't even think it should have been the main event, but that's, you know, WWE again for you. Lance, your thoughts?
Well, better than Mania 30. It was better than that match. But then again, that match was with however the hell old Mark Calloway was working with a concussion. But it had some moments in it, like the whole Brock Lesnar sitting up doing the laugh thing, and then Taker just looking like a demon-possessed laughing at him. That was pretty cool. Other than that, a decent little match. The ending sucked, though.
Now we have the title versus title, which is Seth Rollins, the WWE Champion, versus John Cena, the U.S. Champion. Now, I really didn't know how this was going to go down. I kind of figured that maybe Cena was going to get the 16-time champion, or maybe even no titles are going to change hands. But obviously that just didn't come to pass, and that was because Jon Stewart comes down, and the way he sold it was really terrible, because one minute he goes to look like he's going to do Seth Rollins, and then he looks right at Cena for about, God, forever and a day, and then he hits him like Cena didn't expect that. So anyways, after he does that, Rollins comes in, gets the win, and we have a new WWE/US in the United States champion. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was so horribly played out that it, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, and anybody who died can see that this was a screw job on John Cena. When he came into the ring, John looked around. He was looking to hit. First of all, they didn't give any indication why he wanted to attack Cena until Monday night. But the way I saw it was, they could have had just played it better. They could have had just said, "Hey, John, here, take this chair. Hit him. He could have gave the chair to Cena, low-blowed him, and then, let Rollins kick the chair in his face or something. Anything could have been better than the way it played off, because immediately, as soon as he came into the ring, he looked at both guys, and he was you already knew he was hitting Cena. So it was the worst angle they could do. But the good thing is that the prediction came out true. They took the belt off of Cena. Now, what they're going to do with the U.S. belt, it's probably going to go up in tournament, and hopefully they can give it to another person that can hold on to the U.S. title. Yeah, think about it.
And, Lance, your thoughts?
Yeah, granted, not the biggest Cena guy and everything, but it was a pretty good match, except for Jon Stewart's blatant showboating that he was going to hit him. I'm going to hit you. Then the hell.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing I did kind of notice is I saw this on the internet earlier, and I loved it. And it said, Seth didn't screw John. John screwed John.
Yeah.
And I thought that was hilarious.
You know what? Well, but Rick, you got to admit one thing. One thing this match did show us that there was more moves in John Cena than the WWE allows him to be. He's no longer 5 moves John Cena. I got to give it to him. That was a very, very good match throughout the whole match was excellent.
Yeah, it was. And it was a great match. It was just the ending that kind of sucked and kind of spoiled it. Andy, your thoughts?
The only thing it's done for me is now every time I watch Seth Rollins, I'm going to think, what way is he going to cheat to win this week? I just don't see that title coming off that guy anytime soon until he has some kind of fallout with Triple H. And
that's a very well possibility. But again, we talked about this on many other shows, and people really don't like the fact that Seth Rollins is winning this way, but that's why he's a heel. He is the true heel, and that's exactly what I have to give. But overall, I had to give this pay-per-view, I want to give it a 3.75 out of 5, and I think that's just, it was a great pay-per-view, a lot better than, Battleground, and certainly better than the Raw before, so I was very pleased. But you know what? Now we want you, the HWR fans, we want your thoughts. Please, put your comments in the comments section below. Make sure you follow us over at facebook.com/hardcorewrestleradio, and please subscribe to us over at youtube.com/HWR show. We got, of course, these podcasts, we got tribute videos, shoot videos, and much, much more. We have my sidekick, my partner, Andy. He's over at Stoke Haunted. Andy, what do you got going on, and how do people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com, and if you've got, comments about John Cena being blatantly ripped off from the title, don't forget to send us your comments. But all I can say is, if you're a John Cena hater, we don't need you. He deserved it. Make it a bit more constructive than just because you hate Cena, you're going to make a comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Andy said, anytime you have comments, make sure you put the comments. We like the likes, we love the shares, but comments are really what we want. Because every time you make a comment, we will give you a shout-out, and we'll also air your comments on the following show. Now we have the classic wrestling manager, Joseph Knight. Joe, what do you got going on, and where can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook at facebook.com, Joseph Knight Manager. They can also follow me on Twitter at JKnightCWA. Next week, Rick, I'm going to air the complete thing, all the situation that happened with the CWA and our Summer Bash show. I'm going to take the time next week to put it all out. It's going to be all shoot and works of behind the scenes. So fans tune in next week, and you'll hear what went on this wrestling promotion. It'll be same bat time, same bat channel.
And you know what? I really am looking forward to hear that and talking about that. I know, Joe, you and I talked a little bit behind the scenes, but hey, that's going to be it for next week, folks. It is going to be the CWA shoot from the Classic Wrestling Manager. And, of course, last but not least, we have the incomparable Lance Moss. You can find him over at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. Lance, what do you got going on over there?
I got album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck going cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants. Every Wednesday I go live with Lance Moss TV and friends. Tomorrow it's going at 7 Central. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at Lance Moss TV.
Alright. So for everyone here, I am your hardcore host, Brickhead, saying we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of In the Moment. Make sure you follow us at any one of our locations, whether it's YouTube, Dailymotion, and now SoundCloud.com under the name HWR Show. Until the next time, this is your hardcore host, Rickhead, saying we'll see you when we see you.